Paul, less than 24 hours to go to the big day. You feeling nice and relaxed? Is the group nice and relaxed?
Yeah, everyone's good. It's we've just tried to approach it like any game. So it's the same. Yeah, it's the same same routine for us. You get used to it. So yeah, we know the occasion and what it is tomorrow. But honestly, it's just a normal game. I think the fact that every game's been big and we're chasing something else at the same time has meant that it's not really any different to any of the other games. It's no bigger, it's no smaller. It's just another fantastic game to be involved in.
What's the plan for tonight then? Give us an insight as to what's going to happen this evening.
We arrived here. Some lads jumped straight on the massage table. They might be with Evo and Chrissy getting a rub down, or with the physios. Prince Abdullah's just been here with Yusuf and Steve, so we've had a catch up for an hour or so, and then they've popped in to see the lads when they're having their evening meal, which they are now. And then us as staff get together a little bit later. We'll have a bit of food, and then plan is to watch the Arsenal game and see how they get on.
Have you told the players who's playing? I assume you have by now.
Yeah, the lads know the team. We've done all our work. There's little bits of informal coaching goes off with the iPads and little reminders. And then we'll have a final meeting tomorrow before we leave. Again, little reminders, the important things. But the message is what you probably expect. We're going to try and enjoy the occasion, enjoy the day, and get the most out of it. Obviously, how we feel about the game will depend on the result afterwards, but we're not at that stage yet. Everything we're doing now is to try and help us perform, so we're just intending on giving our best.
What about planning for City? We know, having heard Pep speak earlier, that Nathan Ake is definitely out of this one. He's got an abundance of quality there, we all know that. Have you got an idea in your own head as to what City are likely to do, given they've got the Arsenal game coming up as well, which obviously is monumental for them also? Yeah,
there'll be changes, because that's what they do in games when they're in a tight period and playing every 3 games. Similar to us in terms of the programme and how many games they have. They have a bit more travel. They've just been travelling back from Germany. So I'd expect players to change. We're not expecting any lesser calibre of player to come in. We know we're facing £50 million international players, that's it. But I think what we're more focused on is understanding how we think they'll try and play against us, predicting what they think we'll do, and then Pep tends to have a way he tries to approach different systems and ways to hurt, and then he has in-game change as well. So I think it's been more preparing for that rather than the personnel.
If I'd have told you at the start of the season that you'd be in pole position to get promoted back to the Premier League in an FA Cup semi-final, what would your reaction have been?
You know, I would have snapped your hand off. I think, listen, we've never hid. Internally, we set standards and we made sure that, listen, even from last season, but certainly again when we reassessed in the summer, we spoke a lot about how we had to behave, what it would take to try to get out of this league, and then everything we wanted to do was give us the best chance of getting there. We didn't obviously shout that from the rooftops when we were doing the press or chatting, but our intention internally as a group of staff players was that. So yeah, that was the focus. I think to be in the position we're in, we'd have snapped anyone's hands off in terms of the league position. I think, but to enjoy and to have got on this cup run at the same time, and now to be at Wembley facing one of the best teams in the world, that running alongside that, yeah, it's an unreal position to be in. But we have to finish the season with something. We have to finish the season with a promotion, with an FA Cup, or it'll just be one of them seasons that tends to be forgotten about.
You've managed at Wembley before. From your own point of view, does that help going into tomorrow?
From a personal point of view, yeah, honestly, from a personal point of view, it's another game, you know. I'd be lying if I didn't say I've got one eye on the next game, which is a West Brom game, you know. But I also think, like I said, because of the position we've got ourselves in the league, and we've played other big games in the Cup, we've there's been no separation, there's been no game bigger than another one. We've wanted to win them all. And as we've gone further down the season, so there's greater importance on the league games, there's greater importance on these cup games. every game we've played in now for the last, well, it feels like the last 2 months has been a game of this magnitude. I think the only difference here is other people are recognising this as a big game, whereas we've been approaching every game as a big game.
You've probably been asked already, but I know we're discussing this on the show tonight and will be at great length, I'm sure, about what plans, special plans, if any, you make for Haaland.
Yeah, just, I think, identifying what he likes to do and where he likes to get his goals, and then key things where that delivery comes from. So stopping at source, but also listen, Haaland's instincts about goals, and he just manoeuvres and positions himself in the best possible position to then try and score. So there is patterns to it, you know, and there are some teams who've done really well against it, which we've looked at and learnt from. But there's a lot more players on the pitch than Haaland, you know. So I think if we're that adamant at stopping him and neglecting everyone else, we'll come unstuck. So I think it's a case of being wary and certainly paying attention to him when the ball's in certain areas, because he comes alive. He comes alive, and like I said, his whole intent is just to score.
Finally, obviously, a result would be an amazing thing to get, a positive result and get through. But for you, is it just about the lads doing themselves proud, putting on a performance? Is that bottom line that you're looking at tomorrow?
Well, more than that, listen, from a personal point of view, I want to see what problems we can cause them and how close we can get to them. That's me. Yeah. But I think if I take a step back from that and just move myself from this game tomorrow and back to your question about the season, like I said, I'm not eyeing away from the fact that I've got one eye on the West Brom game. We've got 4 more huge league games, which in my mind are our focus this season. So I think I would like every player, every staff member, everyone's family who's come down, all the fans, to just enjoy tomorrow for what it is. You know, everyone, I just enjoy it. Hopefully it's something the club can become familiar with, but you know, where we are right now, let's enjoy it, enjoy the occasion. And then the manager in me, the coach in me, is that other little element, right? What can we do well to hurt them? How close are we to them? You know, what's the differences? But that's me, that's the job taking over. But I think because we've got this league position where we are and what we're playing for in there, I'd just like everyone to enjoy this for what it is. It's a reward for me, playing against this team at Wembley, semi-final. It's a reward for all the hard work everyone's put in.
Good luck tomorrow. Sleep well tonight.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
All the best. Cheers, Hecky.